Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be reviewing the Titan HM. Now, this is a few days late, this review is, I'm sorry about that. I was playing Mad Games and stuff and didn't really have enough time to make a review. But I decided to finally make the review for the Titan HN here. And yeah, this is of course the main reward tank for the Halloween event, the Tier 7. And yeah, this tank, I actually like this tank. Now, there's some people that were disappointed in this tank, and there's others that like it. I'm one of the ones who like this tank. I think it's a really enjoyable tank to play. It's just got a nice gun. It's got nice armor. It's, it's just a nice tank, and it's nothing ridiculous like the Annihilator from last year, which basically ruined the game. It's more along the lines of something like a Lycan, which I think is better for the Halloween events. I think they could have made it a little more overpowered, and it wouldn't have broken the game or anything like that. I mean, there's so many overpowered Tier 7s at this point that there's only so much, there's not that much more you can do to break the game. At least, that's what I hope. Let's not ask Wargaming that question. But yeah, the Titan HN. So we'll go over a few statistics here, then we'll jump into some replay of the tank. So this tank is sitting at 1500 HP. And of course, this tank, before we get into the armor, has that new armor mechanism where when you are under 50% HP, your armor actually increases. You can see the animation where all the armor slides around. And I believe it goes up by 60 millimeters, which is a lot of armor. So it improves this armor quite a bit under the 50% HP mark. As you can see right here, 180 on the turret, 80 on the sides of the turret, and 60 on the rear of the turret, and the hull is 130. So think of that going up to more like 190, and the turret goes up to like 200 and something. It really gets strong armor whenever you are under that 50% HP. The DPM is 2,104. You have an 8.84 second reload time. Your average penetration is 180 millimeters on your AP, 250 on your APCR. That is very good penetration, and 53 on your HP. Just for comparison, 250 on that tank right there for its premium, and the Smasher has here 275. So they're very close. Everyone knows the heat on the Smasher is broken because how good that pin is. This is actually relatively close to that. So that's how good that pin is on the heat, or on the APCR, excuse me. It has 310 alpha as well, 260 on the APCR, and 380 on your HE. Accuracy isn't the best on this tank, 4.5 second aim time and 0.398 dispersion. You do fortunately have 7 degrees of gun depression, so you can use some of that turret armor. 35 km/h top speed and 12 in reverse. Unfortunately though, this tank does have a very bad power to weight ratio, so it is very slow to get up to that top speed, but when it does get up to there, it does maintain it relatively well. But if you lose that speed, then you have that long process of getting back up to your full speed. So we're gonna put a replay in here. We are top tier on this map, and this is on mines, and this is a pretty decent map for this tank. Of course, it has great turret armor and great hull armor. And GG's right off the bat here. I always never tell if someone's saying GG because they're like, we're gonna lose, or if they're like, just being a nice person. You can never tell. But yeah, so you can see it is relatively slow getting up to that top speed, especially going uphill. We're only at 22 km/h right now. As well, I really like how this tank looks. The engine, it gets really cool sometimes. I mean, it will be like spitting out flames and stuff. It's really cool. I think the design of this tank, Wargaming did really well. As well, unlike most other tanks like this where you can't put a camouflage on, you can actually put a camo over this skin, and it like combines with it, and it looks pretty cool. So I think Wargaming did a really good job with this tank. Definitely, if a lot of tanks look like this in the future, I mean, they could have much better, looking tanks out there. So I think it's pretty cool. So you can see here, not the most gun depression. The 70 degrees gets you by, but it would be nice to have something more like 8, because then I could actually have hit these guys. But we got 2 shots out so far, and already 2 of the enemy team's tanks are dead. So, it's a little bit lopsided from the beginning here. Our LTTB did kind of get nuked though, and our meds though, so it's not completely unfair. But here we're going to be going up against this other Titan, this Explorer, and that camping T-37, which I have no idea why that guy's camping, big brain moment, am I right? So we're going to go for an HE right there. We do get a pin for the HE, and we low roll lower than our AP alpha, so I'm not sure what that's about. That really should have killed him, but for some reason we had a super low roll for HE. That might be like the minimum roll you can get for HE. I mean, that's how low that was. So Titan shoots our AC, so I'm going to pop out, give him a shot. And as you can see, that engine right now, I mean, look how cool that looks. I mean, look at the sides of that engine in the back, like spitting out those flames. It looks very cool. So we now have the armor move up to the front because we're under 50% HP. The KB2 does a lot of splash damage to us right there, leaving us at a one-shot to even the T-37 now. So we do need to be careful here. Not sure why this KB2 didn't back up more. I mean, if that AC right there had shot him right there, we might have been able to take him out. And that is fortunately what is going to happen is the AC will finish him off because he probably would have killed me with an HE splash. Now the only tank remaining is the T-37. We're going to go for an HE on our guy right there, and we get a nice roll this time, 337, or 373, I can't remember. So around 3,000 damage this game, as you can see. Not a bad game at all for Tier 7, definitely nothing horrible at all. No kills though, unfortunately, and we get a 3rd class. So I did have another replay of the tank, where I got over 3k as well, but I seem to have not saved it, so I don't know where that went. So that's going to be the only replay that we're going to have of the tank today. Still thought it showcases the tank pretty decently. And yeah, I think it's an enjoyable tank. It's pretty good at going hold down, face hugging. It's really good at face hugging. You can angle this tank correctly. I mean, like the first few games I played in it, I bounced everything when I tried to angle it. It really did work well. So if you know how to angle this tank, it really can bounce a lot of shells out there. As well, the gun is pretty decent in my opinion. 310 alpha, you know, 8.9 second reload. That's not a bad gun right there. As well, nice premium penetration, so you're not going to be bothering. You're not going to be bothered, you know, trying to pin those tier 8 heavies or anything like that. So yeah, I think the Titan HN is a decent tank. Definitely not as OP as anything like the Annihilator. More along something like the Lycan, sort of, you know, how good the tank is. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. That is the Titan HN, of course, and I would recommend getting the Super Activator. I think for $10, this is pretty good tank to get. As well, you get all the other rewards throughout the whole event and stuff like that. You get lots of gold boosters and like premium time. You get free XP, all that sort of stuff. And as well, you get 3 crates as well, so you have a chance of getting another tank, you know. So yeah, I definitely think it's worth it for $10. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.